Located in the Horn of Africa, Ethiopia has become one of the preferred investment destinations in the world. The country has been attracting significant numbers of foreign companies over the past 2 decades now. Indian companies are among those companies engaged in various investment sectors in Ethiopia. Khedira Pharmaceuticals is one of such Indian companies doing business in Ethiopia.
Khedira Pharmaceuticals is a foremost company of India. It started in 1953 after our independence. Few big people started pharmaceutical. Earlier, 90% of the medicines were imported, like Ethiopia.
Arvind Lifestyle Apparel Manufacturing is another Indian multinational company investing in Ethiopia. Situated in Bole Lemi Industrial Zone of Addis Ababa, the company has engaged itself in producing different types of fabrics for international markets.
Currently, we are making jeans, other kinds of trousers, cotton trousers, and men's underwear. And we also have plans of starting manufacturing of shirts from the factory here.
Production capacity, as per our plan, we are going to have 10 lines of bottoms, where we'll be producing you can say 250,000 pieces per month. And for knits, that is, we are going to do underwear. It is 11 lines, and we'll be producing around, say, 3 million pieces per month. And beside that, we have planned from June onwards, we'll have 20 lines of shirts. There we'll be producing around 4 million pieces per month.
Khedira Pharmaceuticals and Arvind Lifestyle Apparel Manufacturing companies have made their way to Ethiopia for several reasons. Cheap and easily trained labor force, big domestic market opportunity, and suitable investment climates, among others, are some of the driving factors.
The first point commercially was a large domestic market. Secondly, for an investor, which is very important, best law and order situation compared to any other African countries. And thirdly, of course, there is a sentiment behind it, because the Indian and Ethiopian cultural similarity also provoked them. We can amicably and comfortably work here, because when you have a plant, you work with 500 people, local people. So that cultural similarity, these are the three major points.
In India, because the company was growing very fast, we were looking at setting up manufacturing facilities outside of India in other parts of the world. And Africa was one of our preferred destinations. When it comes to Africa, we did a lot of evaluation of the different companies or the different countries in Africa. And based on our evaluation, Ethiopia emerged as one of the preferred locations. So that is why we decided to come into Ethiopia.
Ethiopia has huge investment potential in various sectors. As a result, it has been attracting large number of Indian companies who have already started doing business in manufacturing of papers, pharmaceutical products, automobile batteries, textile products, and even beyond.
Ethiopia is having a vast potential. Okay, I was a little bit surprised in last few years why so many other companies have not come. Because when we came, we were thinking that following us, so many companies will jump and we'll have a big competition. But Ethiopia is having a large market of 90 million population, out of which 80% medicines are imported. So you can see that how provocative the market is for any investor to have a plant here and sell. Okay, he will get a market, still very less competition. Okay, so that's, I think, that Ethiopia is a lucrative offer for any pharmaceutical company to have come and manufacture the medicine.
We have huge opportunity in this second populous country in Africa. We have around 100 millions of population. Of course, compared to India, it means not very long. But when compared to Africa, you have been mentioning the names of African countries with only 1 or 2 million population. as countries who are coming to you for investment attraction. But I'm telling you, for a country who represents the biggest chunk of young dynamic population in Africa, this is very essential for any business community to come and invest.
Few of the advantages, one is in terms of certain duty advantages which the Ethiopia as a country enjoys in terms of exports to Europe and US. Definitely location-wise it is closer to Europe and US as compared to the Far East countries which were the hub of textile and garment manufacturing. Labor force is available in plenty.
In the ladder of global economic development, Africa is the next growth pole, which is serving as filling the gap where the labor cost is soaring in India or other emerging countries. So I think this is the bottom ladder which we have to fill very quickly and compare it as a comparative advantage.
Ethiopia provides several incentives to encourage private investment and promote the inflow of foreign capital and technology into the country. These investment incentives are serving Indian investors as a springboard to do business in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia gives a lot of concessions which other companies are not giving. Ethiopia gives 100% duty-free privilege to import raw and packing materials. Ethiopia has arranged this 30% advance for any government order. When you get a government order, you get 30% advance, okay? And also for working capital help to provide, that 70% is also arranged through Development Bank.
The government is trying to attract foreign investments from multiple industries, and textile and garments is one of the main industries which the government is targeting. So for that, the government is making it easy for investors, foreign investors, to come and invest in Ethiopia in terms of various factors of production, duties, taxes, ease of setting up business, providing very high quality infrastructure for the industries to set up. As you might know, right now we are in Bolelemi in Addis. We also have 7 huge sheds in the Hawassa Industrial Park, which the government is developing like the best-in-class industrial park in the world, definitely in Africa. So the government is trying to work very hard to make it easy and attractive for investors, and especially for the textile and garment industry.
I think these investment incentives should be enough for any investors to decide on coming. Okay, because these are the major areas I told where investor needs some protection or some help. So all these things have been taken care. Furthermore, Ethiopia has come out with a 10 years roadmap for developing helping pharmaceutical industries, and so that Ethiopia at least produces 50% of the required medicine in the country itself. So where any pharmaceutical company who can address what else they want to the government, and government is very open to hear anybody's.
India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. It has vast technological skills and experiences which have been accumulated over the years. Indian companies that have already started doing business in Ethiopia are desirous to share their technological skills and experiences to their fellow Ethiopians.
Manpower is available here, but they do not have the experience because this is a new industry here. So for companies like us, it is very important and very critical that we are able to develop the skill in a very short time. And for that, the way we are looking at it is we will probably be getting some technicians and some experts as trainers from our India operations for short period of time, so that they can work with the local supervisors and the local managers and teach them and do the knowledge transfer. And after that, we will depend mainly on the local talent, because from a sustainability point of view, and Arvind always believes that whichever market we operate, the business should be run by the people from that market, not from outside.
I have worked for 1.5 years in this manufacturing company, where I have been able to support myself and family. India has advanced in technological capability, so I have managed to learn a lot of skills and working culture from them. As a result, I have been able to operate on modern and up-to-date machines. Many Indians have been coming to our pharmaceutical company to maintain machines and provide us with training, because they have accumulated skills and knowledge in the area of pharmaceuticals. I have got a lot of skills and on-job training. In this regard, we are benefiting both at the individual and country level.
The number and involvement level of Indian investment in Ethiopia has been growing over the past years. However, most of them have been engaged in small and medium-sized manufacturing like soap and chemical productions. The expectation is that big Indian companies will come to Ethiopia and get involved in big investment activities.
What we observe, that small businesses, small businessmen, okay, like making soap for other candles, etc., or plastic items, those type of many investors are coming in numbers. But what is missing for Indian investors? Corporate companies are coming less. I don't know why. Okay, because market size for a 90 million country is quite good. Okay, per capita income is increasing considerably. I came in 2006. I know the buying capacity of 2006, people's buying capacity or workers' buying capacity, and what it is today. So it has drastically improved, okay, and GDP is also, GDP gives a reflection, is double-digit GDP growth. So at this point, some corporate big companies should focus in Ethiopia, and maybe some selective areas they can come, where Ethiopia is having enormous raw materials also, like leather or other also, okay, leather, cotton industries, etc. They can just come in those industries also, apart from pharmaceutical. Okay.
The areas of priorities and areas where we can bring investment and also our technology is food processing industry for small and medium enterprises, which will also help the rural people in Ethiopia, and also to start micro industries in rural areas of Ethiopia, and also light engineering industry, where we can produce here, manufacture here, provide skill and also training to Ethiopians, so in long term they can also have the skills, and then from Ethiopia as a base we would like to export to neighboring countries like South Sudan, to Congo Republic and other parts.
So I think textiles and garment, leather and shoe, other footwear industries, and leather products, and agro-processing, as mainly we are agrarian economy, with more than 80 million hectares of land available, arable land for investment in. So I think these are the main areas of focus on our next growth and transformation plans.
Ethiopian Embassy to New Delhi has been promoting the country's investment opportunities to Indian investors interested to do business in Ethiopia. Following the promotion work, many Indian investors have already started doing business in Ethiopia, while others are in the process of investing. Some Indian investors believe that such publicity is not enough and much has to be done.
Ethiopia was little less publicized in India. Okay, Indians, you ask about African countries, they will say Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, etc., South Africa, okay. But Ethiopia was not known that much. So little these benefits, what are the benefits government is giving and what is the market size? So some advertisement is required to which usually we do whenever any investor come to visit our plant, whether Indian, Chinese or any other. So even German, some buyers also came, Glaxo also came, they have visited our plants and they asked the questions. We always tell them these are the benefits, and I did not find anybody who expected or who asked about another benefit which Ethiopia is not providing. Okay, at least they did not come out with that type of point.
To attract investors, what is going to be very important is all the work that the different departments in the government are doing to make this place more attractive. That needs to be compiled, that needs to be brought together in a very clear and concise manner with no confusion, with very clear accountability, very clear service promise, and that needs to be communicated. To the Indian different business forums. There are different industry bodies in India, there are different business groups in India. They need to know. They need to know that Ethiopia is now making so many changes which are positive and which are sensible for business to set up here.
My message always will be that Indian investors to come here, because now in India pharmaceutical there are so many, more than 2,200 top class GMP pharmaceutical companies, and there are some small companies also more than 5,000, 10,000. Okay, so it's full with market is full. So if they come here, they get a big market and they can manufacture very good products, of course, because they are now meeting the demand of 1.25 billion people, furthermore exporting the products to so many countries. So if they come Ethiopia, they will get a very good ready market for their products to be sold.
This is definitely a country which offers huge potential, and in terms of geopolitical stability, in terms of a motivated government, all those things are very positive. So those are the very positive signs, and that is why I think the Indian business and the Indian industry community, they should seriously consider Ethiopia as a destination.
We are very much committed to see Indian investors coming to my country in a very high time now in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia's economy is growing very fast. The country's investment potential, domestic market size, easily trained labor force, proximity to international markets, and the investment incentives are some of the reasons why Indian investors should continue coming to Ethiopia to do business.